Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Affleck, Owen, Hannigan, Thomas, Scott, Nicholas, Klein and Biggs. We're looking at 1999's American Pie.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and this one time at podcast camp.
And I'm the other guy who actually prefers some sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie!
Sweet potatoes. The French fried potatoes. Yes, John, we're back with more podcasting nonsense. How are you?
I'm alright, mate. It's Baltic cold out there, -7, real fuel -11. But hey, it could be worse. It could be in Canada where it's -19.
Is it?
Real fuel -23. Aye, Andy sent me a message.
19. Fantastic.
Aye, it's cold.
Listeners, if you haven't heard what we do before, we're the podcast tries to learn 100 things from every film we talk about every episode. We're going back. We're going back in time. I wish we were doing.
Right now.
Yeah, yes. I wish we were doing anything right now other than this. If you like what we do, and please don't let this particular subject film taint how you feel about this podcast. But if you like what we do, you can give us a quid and we will give you a shout out. You will also get to pick or help to pick an episode every month through our patrons. It's patreon.com/100 things or go to 100thingswelearnedfromfilm.co.uk to find us on all our socials. John, you better tell the listeners what we're talking about this week.
The original American Pie.
The OG American Pie. Well, not the OG American Pie, because the OG American Pie is that Don McLean song.
Ah, true.
Play American Pie! Yeah. He's only got one song. That and Vincent.
Opening mission, I did take a couple of ladies to see this back in the day.
Did you? Did you?
Yeah,
did you take a Nadia and a Vicky, did you?
Test the boundaries.
Ah, right. And they went, you're a horrible rapey man. Don't go anywhere near us.
To be fair, back in the day it was what it was and people just took it as face value, so...
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's we were saying off the air, it has aged... like fucking cheese, isn't it? Oh,
it's
my
really
God.
bad. That's looking out now. It's really bad. It's really bad. But to be fair, it only cost them 10 million. I was looking at they took it to all the studios saying that it can make it for less than 10 million, which they did. Mm-hmm. And so that's one. And Stifler only seen $8,000 of that money. $8,000. Seann William Scott. $8,000. Yep, his first acting gig.
Right, okay. And it fucking shows, doesn't it? I still think they overpaid.
He really seems really awkward at the beginning shots, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're all dog shit. Anyway, 1999, it was a different age. What else could we have... John, don't ruin life for me by telling me some great films we could have talked about. Right,
so 1999, we could have had 8mm. God.
Oh, right, that's the...
snuff film one, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Never seen it, but okay.
Three Kings.
Ooh, I bet that's aged badly as well.
Aye, yeah. That will be. Stealing stuff, who'd have thunk it, we could have had... could have been worse, it could have been just Bigelow, the American Gigolo.
Oh, mate, so far you're making me glad that we didn't do any of these films.
No shit. The Big T's, I don't think I've ever seen that. That's that Scottish guy, isn't it?
The Big T, is that not where they dig for the money in The Simpsons?
That's not the big aim. The Bone Collector.
Oh, The Bone Collector's good. Yeah.
And Summer of Sam.
Oh, Summer of Sam's good. Yeah. Summer of Sam's a good spike.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Mixed bag. I'm pretty sure. Was it the year that? Was it Shakespeare in Love, or was that the year before? Won all the fucking Oscars. I'm glad we didn't do that anyway.
This was our 10 things I hate about you remember?
Oh yeah, better film. Yeah. Much better film, John. Yeah. Okay, right, let's get started. We're going to run through the film, and spoilers abound for this film from 25 years ago. 25 years ago. Man, this film would have graduated college unless, of course, this film was a doctor or Tommy Boy.
Slightly longer.
Yes, indeed. Right. We open with Jim watching scrambled porn on the TV, and he's like, "Oh, that's a tit." I was like, "Mate, you're a tit."
Yeah, that was definitely Channel 4 stuff, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, breast. One breast.
Of course, I've written, remember scrambled porn? Yeah, you used to get the old 10-minute free view, didn't you?
Yes, on Bravo.
Yes, yeah, Men and Motors. Mum and Dad come in, and we've got this bit. So, listeners, there's loads of kind of like bits of dialogue and stuff that kind of comes in these sections, and I've missed most of it out because it's awful, it's awkward, it's horrible. I don't like it at all. But what I did find out was almost all of Eugene Levy's stuff he wrote himself.
Aye,
Yeah,
aye,
he improvised pretty much the whole lot, because that's what he's known for from the Second City stuff and all that kind of. I want to say CTV, STV, I think it was called, or SETV, which was the Canadian kind of comedy thing with him and the guy out of Police Academy 3, Rick Moranis, and all these guys did all this comedy stuff in Canada at the time. Anyway, by the by, he's great. He's the best thing in this by a country mile, by an absolute.
I don't understand why he's in it, but
well, I mean, he wasn't the kind of like the Eugene Levy we know now of. The creator, producer, and actor in one of the greatest comedies of the last 20 years, Schitt's Creek. And I had to look there. He must have been some age when he did this. He was merely 52.
Merely Jesus
52.
Christ.
He was only 52.
You can skip everything.
He was only 52 years old.
Yeah, stopped running about catching mermaids at that point, didn't
he? They catch him with his sock on his cock bit. And that's it.
It was a sausage and tin roll.
Was it really? All right,
sausage and tinfoil.
Not as good as the cucumber in tinfoil down Derek Smalls' pants. The next day, he's talking to his friend Oz about the Scrambled Channel debacle. And Oz's line, I hate this, by the way, he said, channels shouldn't be illegal. The only channel that should be illegal is that women's channel.
Yeah.
It's always pantyhose or something. And I was like, fuck. You...
Listen it back, even sounds absolute dross.
It is. It's like it's been written by a bunch of stoners, isn't it?
Aye.
They discuss how hot the Little Mermaid is, in spite of the fact she's a child. Again, Michael Caine impression. The Little Mermaid, Ariel, she was only 16 years old. She was meant to be 16 in The Little Mermaid. So, listeners, Jim is a nonce, all right? Just putting it out there. Should you want to see some real mermaids, inverted commas, real mermaids, the mermaids of Weeki Wachee Springs State Park in Florida, where our fantastic friend John, Amanda Wilson, used to go as a little girl to watch what is basically SeaWorld, but instead of whales and dolphins, Terravision, she used to watch women dressed as mermaids swimming around in a tank.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It is, yeah. There's a documentary on Netflix that was utterly fucking bonkers, but there are women who wish to do this as a career. So good for them. Yeah. $13 for adults, $8 for the kids. There you go.
Yeah.
Kevin,
it's a bit weird. It costs a lot of money for the tails, though.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. I've seen the documentary. It's raj. Kevin and Vicky are going through their college mail. This guy Kevin, he's nobody. But Tara Reid, of course, before she had the botched surgery. And again,
suck your dick for $1,000.
But he can't watch. He has to pay $200 if he wants to watch. We love her around here. Bunny.
Sorry.
So they go through the college mail. She's been accepted, and she tells him that she loves him, but he's a piece of shit who refuses to say it. And this, let's be honest, this is their entire thing. He wants sex. She wants him to say that he loves her.
The word, yeah.
And it's all the way through. It strikes me as being just like that little tiny section of Championship Vinyl. What's the film we did where Rob works at Championship Vinyl with Rob Jones? Oh, fucking High Fidelity. High Fidelity. Where this whole through line is based on one line out of that, which is, I kept, when she wouldn't let me touch a boob, I went down to a pubic area, which is almost like asking for $5, being turned away, and then asking for a 50. That's what this is. That's all this is, over and over and over again. And it's not only is it fucking sickening to me as a grown adult male about how they're fucking doing this and sexualizing these children, but it's just messy and uncomfortable the whole way through. Anyway, were
you ever a teenager?
I feel like I wasn't. wasn't.
You must have missed it.
Mate.
I feel as if my sexual awakenings, if that's what you call it, I remember it was always about that. It wasn't about the L word. It wasn't about trying to get feelings. It was all about the chase.
No, but it was. No, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. It was. But I'm watching this and I'm going, I used to think this movie was really funny and really something.
So did I. And I'm embarrassed about it because that's what the way it was back then. But now it's like it's totally different.
Have our sensibilities changed, or have films got better?
No, I think our sensibilities have changed. Films got better as well. But yeah, the things that we got away with back then in these films that were portrayed makes me feel a bit embarrassed as well. So I think it's just the way we now think. Maybe it's because we're older or society's changes in such a way, but it is back then. Honestly, that's exactly how it was playing out.
I think watching this versus watching. So when I was the age to watch this, so I was 19 when this came out. So let's say I was 20 when I saw it because I didn't see it at the cinema. If I'd have watched, I don't know, Revenge of the Nerds or Porky's at the age of 20, I would have probably gone, oh, fucking hell. But this I would have gone, oh, that's some high-class cinema. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
I am entertained.
Are you not entertained?
No more shall I watch, don't want to watch Flesh Gordon anymore. I just want to watch American Pie.
Flesh Gordon 2, I get to fuck, John.
Flesh Gordon 2, unplugged.
Butt plugged. We meet the band geeks and Vicky's friend Jessica. Now, Jessica, the only actor in this whole movie that's still got a fucking career, the fantastic Natasha Lyonne. Yeah. And you can see in this that she's good in this. She is good in this. She's got, I don't know, she knows how to do it. And I think a couple of years later, or maybe a year later, it's like Thank God I'm a Cheerleader or something, or I'm Sorry I'm Just a Cheerleader. That's a fucking. That's the thing where they think she's a lesbian and she's not, and that's I seem to remember that's pretty good. And obviously now there's Russian Doll. I haven't seen Poker Face yet, which is apparently brilliant. I need to go back and watch Poker
I've heard good things, but Russian Doll was great.
Yeah, Russian Doll's very good. Yeah, Birthday Baby. Anyway,
her only downfall was Blade 3, wasn't it?
Is she in Blade 3?
She's blind. She's blind, man. She's a blind chick.
Oh.
Hangman's daughter. Whistler's daughter.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. All comes back to,
oh, man.
Blade.
Yeah, we will do Blade this year. Oodles, we will do Blade. The boys get together with Finch, and he brings this thermos of coffee to school. It's like, it's not coffee, it's a mochaccino. And I'm like, mochaccino, that sounds tasty.
Yeah, well, I was looking at the difference between mocha and mochaccino. Basically, mocha is more of a chocolatey flavour, whereas mochaccino is chocolate and coffee.
Absolutely. A recipe from yanog.com, whatever that is. Their cooking in Peru section. 1 teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of cocoa, 2 tablespoons of milk chocolate blended, 1 cup of whole milk, and 1 cup of hot espresso coffee. There you go. So you make one, listeners.
I thought it was a modern thing, but apparently they're saying it originates for the 15th century.
Oh, right.
That's like Katha Mocha.
Oh, right. Okay. Good spot, that man. There's a section where somebody, I don't know who it is, but somebody mentions it's not the shuttle launch. And I think, is that something about them trying to get sex or something? It's not the shuttle launch. I can't. Oh no, I think they're opening the letters. And he says, "Come on, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's not the shuttle launch." I'm just kind of
yeah.
Okay, so most recent shuttle launch after this film came out was the 19th of December, 1999, and it was Discovery, which went up to service the Hubble telescope.
Right.
Yeah. We choose to fix the Hubble Space Telescope and other things, not because it's easy, but because the tech is fucked. I'm not entirely sure why my JFK sounds like my Morgan Freeman. Miss Daisy, I've been shot in the head. Chowder. It's Chowder.
I'm Chowder.
The final piece of shit character we meet is Stifler, and he's a jock scumbag. Again, who is just a butt of jokes, really, isn't he, in this?
Yep. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That night after school, Jim and the boys are eating burgers in a burger joint. That's a burger joint. He explains that Nadja, the Czechoslovakian exchange student, will be at a party tonight.
Oh, the hot dog place that doesn't exist. What's it called? Dog Ears or something?
Is that what it's called? Would you eat at somewhere called Dog Ears?
Nope.
Spaniel tits.
Oh, though I did notice there was a... Did you notice the cherry sparkle?
Oh, the sign on the thing. Yeah, I went, that can't be real.
For Mad magazine, well, I think they maybe plagiarised the Mad part, but apparently it was a real drink.
Oh, okay.
It was a soft drink bottled in Wisconsin. So,
right, okay, so that works out in the location, in the kind of the lakes.
Locale.
Indeed. He hopes to get it on with Nadja. Kevin says no chance. He's not even on first base. So he doesn't know what third base is. He tells us, though, doesn't he? What's third base feel like, John?
I think it's sweet potato pie, but they think it's like
warm apple pie. Yeah, make sure you leave it cooling on a window ledge, though.
Oh yes,
it might get stolen by a cat or something.
Yeah, because apparently in March 2000, a teenager was intimate with a pie and burnt his genitals. His name's Dwight Emberger.
Dwight Birdburger.
Imagine watching this and shagging a pie. Who does that?
Well, I mean, yeah, you would watch it and go, no. I mean, how desperate must you be for sex? How truly desperate must you be for sex for that to be?
Although there was a nice looking pie.
I mean, yes, absolutely. It looks tasty. Yes. That night, Stifler's party, which is, by the way, soundtracked by the song 1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies. Do you remember that one, John?
Mm-hmm.
Massive in 1996, but not in one country, John, where it only made 79th on the charts.
Where was that?
I don't know. You tell me.
The Netherlands?
It was the Netherlands. It's number 16 in Australia, number 5 in the UK, and in the Icelinki Listen Top 40, not a chart title I've made up for once, that's Iceland, number 3 in Canada A, and number 1 in USA.
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia, John, right? When he mentions Czechoslovakia, I'm like, I'm pretty sure the dates don't work on. It's 1999. Czechoslovakia hasn't been a country for almost 10 years at this point, but it wasn't quite that much. Czechoslovakia became a republic on the 18th of October 1918 with the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Czechoslovakia was succeeded by the Czech Republic, or as it's now referred to as, Czechia, in 1993 with the fall of the USSR.
Right.
For me, I love how as soon as something collapses, the lads in Czechoslovakia just go, the king is dead, long live the king. We're changing the fucking name. We're messing with the borders. We're mixing it all up. Do you know what I mean? They love a bit of change, these boys.
God, aye. Although she's from Houston, Texas, isn't she? I looked her up.
Who?
Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh, is she?
Aye.
So she's not from Czechoslovakia. Why, John?
No.
Why must sex films lie to us?
To get our fucking money.
So this camera basically follows Stifler around while he's a fucking dickhead to everybody in the party, isn't it?
Pretty much, aye.
Imagine that scene, listeners, at the club in Goodfellas, but instead of being competently filmed with a perfect musical accompaniment, it's like guerrilla filmmaking in a posh house with Canada's 24th best band.
Aye, watching the... Just watching it.
Yeah. We also meet the Shermanator.
Fucking hell.
Who was this utter virgin. But his line is, I'm a sophisticated sex robot sent through time to change the future for one lucky lady. And I was kind of like, okay, Okay, that's one of possibly the least bad lines in this film.
Pretty much.
One of the better lines.
I didn't think it was in anything else, but it turns out he's in one of my favourite depressing films of all time, Mist.
Oh, is he?
Aye, and he's in the latest Sharknado film as well.
Jesus, you know he's rung Tara Reid and he's gone. Listen, Pet.
Any jobs?
Do you remember 25 years ago when we were in a film together? He's in The Mist.
Mist, aye.
Oh man, I hope he.
Watch it again.
Yeah.
No, I think he goes early. If I remember right, I think he does go early. I think he's probably one of the first ones to go.
Future episode? The Mist.
Man.
Do you know I pissed myself laughing at that end? I'm the only person I've ever met. I nearly died laughing. I was killing I was silent shoulder shaking when the mist lifts and he's killed everybody. Oh, it was mwah. Oh, fucking chef's kiss. It was beautiful. And I know I'm the only person that's ever done that.
Then he sees Carol from Walking Dead just rolling by in that truck. You're like, you fucking dick.
And the mist lifts and all the monsters vanish. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it is great. It is really, it's really
that's something else.
I was going to say it's really fun. And it's a Toby Jones.
Aye.
And it's a Toby Jones, which is always good.
Toby Jones.
Anyway. Kevin convinces Jim to talk to Nadia, and as he walks towards her, he laughs loudly at the conversation they're having. He's like, like this stage laugh, and they're looking weirdly at him. He's like, yeah, see you later. Teenage boys. The band geeks arrive, and Stifler tells them there's no party here. It's at the house down the street. The party's in Joe's house and Bill's house. This whole thing with the band camp is, and this one time at band camp we did such and such, and we did such and such, and we did such and such.
Yeah, it goes on and on and on.
The baby looks at you. So the song when he sees Nadia is called At Last. It's a 1941 song from the musical Sun Valley Serenade. No listeners, me either. It made number 2 in the USA for Glenn Miller. You know, the bloke that's dead at the bottom of the channel. Brace. The version we know.
I actually had that written down. I thought I scored it out because I knew you would get it.
The version we all know is the 1960s version, Etta James version, from her album At Last! ! At
last. Fame.
In this college girl's car, Ozzy's on a date with this college girl. Like, it doesn't make any sense because he's awful. Like, he is arguably, at the start of the film, the worst character. And by the end of the film, he's the best of them? ?
He's the best. He's certainly not the best actor either. He's fucking terrible.
I've got a feeling he's in nothing. He's in absolutely nothing else. He asks what her major is, and she says postmodern feminist thought. And he goes, cool, beautiful night, isn't it? And I'm like, mate, you just say anything right now. Say anything. And he says,
suck me, beautiful.
And then I thought, say anything but that. And she laughs in his face. She's like, tone it down. So. Yeah, you don't need to use cheesy chat-up lines when we're at make-out point or something. I was like, what point? They're down by the water. This place is waterlogged. Pay attention to the girl and be sensitive to her feelings. She drives him back because he's utterly embarrassing.
Yeah. Me beautiful.
In the bedroom of this party, Vicky goes down on Kevin. Hang on. Question for the ladies that listen to this. There's probably only about 4 of you. Can you imagine screaming the name Kevin in the moment? Kevin.
Unless you're home alone.
Kevin! I'm Kevin! When he, shall we just say, unloads, he puts it in the beer next to the bed, just as Stifler shows up with his chick. Before he can put the moves on it, he takes a drink of what I've written here as jizzy beer.
Yeah, it's just eggs and beer.
It was egg whites in beer, and he throws up all over himself. Perfect. Meanwhile, Jim's explaining to this guy downstairs that he's that he's a vocab expert. There's two of them. There's xenophobic, which we know what xenophobic means, of course. Regurgitation when he sees him being sick. And the other one was verisimilitude. Verisimilitude, which means the appearance of being true or real.
Right.
Which I don't really know when you'd use that.
Just
use it in a sentence? No. No, because I don't know. Vicky and Jess are talking about orgasms. She said, I think I might have had one, but I'm not sure. The boys are looking at pictures of Stifler's mom, right? Now, John, did you spot who the guy that first says the word MILF is?
Oh, it's the guy for Harun Kumar.
Yeah, it's John Cho. It's Sulu himself. Himself.
Back in the day.
He is credited as MILF Guy 1. And his mate is credited as MILF Guy 2.
MILF Guy 2.
Now, I looked up Justin Isfeld, known for all of these films and almost nothing else. He is Special Child in Lorenzo's Oil.
Right.
The film responsible for so many anti-vaxxers, I think. And goddamn Nick Nolte, I'm not gonna vaccinate my goddamn child.
And how's that in the fucking dogs?
Jesus Christ. Who are these references for? With that in mind, it's the first patron shout out time. We are shouting out some MILFs. Oh, MILFs. It's got to be Stig, Rachel, Joe, Punk, and Aaron. Yeah, you could...
Milfy.
Yeah, you're all a bunch of old bastards. So there you go.
MILF Trace, I was looking at MILF to see if this film actually, where it came from, but actually wasn't. It was early 90s, but that film pretty much just popularised it.
Yeah, it did.
Been gone for a while.
The OG MILF, John, you'll love this. The Moro Islamic Liberation Front, who are a terrorist organisation in the southern Philippines who still go by that name today.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine them? Can you imagine trying to look for their website?
Imagine that. Oh, God. Have you seen anybody from MILF?
Yeah. I am the MILF hunter. I'm looking for the terrorists. And they're WMDs. They're probably down their pants.
Blow the MILF.
A couple of things I've missed. He mentions he's so smart at his reading, writing, and his speech. He says, I score a 720 on my verbal SATs. Students scoring a 720 in evidence-based reading and writing in the national pool in 2021 were in the 96th top percentile.
There you go.
So pretty good.
Any more? Because I've got a couple.
Oh, go on.
I might as well do them real time. Piano, harp, and double bass are not played at band camp. Just double check to see what they're
playing. Right, wow.
So anything really heavy they can't play. And a major is basically a student's main specialised subject.
Oh, yeah.
Because they always major on something. So one of the examples I've got is if they plan to do a bachelor's degree in business, then business is considered their major, so it's basically what they're zoning in on.
Okay.
Because that's what you're hearing it, majored in that.
Yeah, because she says I majored in... I majored in feminist, yeah.
So it's...
Sherman heads to the bedroom with the girl, and Kevin's upset that he's going to lose his virginity before he does. As they walk in to the kitchen, he's loudly complaining that a BJ is not enough. But who stood there? Vicky, obviously.
Vicky.
And she leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's a piece of shit. And he is.
No.
Next morning, the boys are waking up in the lounge, and Finch is here. He aimed to be fashionably late, but he was so late that there were no girls left over. Oh, boo-hoo.
Poor Finch.
Shermanator sees the girl out, and she tells him it was a special night and hugs him. He turns to them and he goes, "It was just my time." I'm like, okay, not a character.
Yeah.
see you at the end of the movie, Shermanator.
He's just a motivation to get shagging, isn't he?
Yeah. The boys make a plan to lose their virginity before they graduate. They will keep one another motivated. Sounds a bit gay to me, boys, but you do you. Keep on track. Together we are masters of our sexuality. I was like, oh my No longer will our penises remain flaccid and unused. I've got to be honest, Jim's is getting pretty fucking used. So, it's not a problem. They go to this hot dog place that you mentioned, the Spaniel's Ears or whatever it's called.
Dog ears,
and they're laying out the rules. It has to be valid, consensual sex, no prostitutes. Because it's 1999 and sex work is, checks notes, evil? Question mark. It's not a valid career? Question mark. I don't know. Those boys are in for a real fucking change in 20 years, aren't they? When the world changes without them. Good. One of them says prom is like the Rose Bowl, and I'm like, what? The place, the Rose Bowl, like the place where they play the American football. The Rose Bowl is a game, a specific football game of American football. It's a college game played on New Year's Day between East versus West college, an East team versus the West college team, and it's at the Rose Bowl, Pasadena. There you go. That's that. It means nothing to me. Vienna.
No.
On Jim's T-shirt, he has got. It says Tamaqua on his T-shirt. He's got this yellow T-shirt on. It says Tamaqua. Did you see that?
Yeah. Summer camp.
Summer camp in Algonquin Park Reserve, founded by Omar Stringer and Lou Handler, who might have been his handler, in 1936.
Algonquin, what a name!
Algonquin's great. I love the pronunciation. Algonquin. They've got 3 weeks before prom, so now it's time for a montage to the Harvey Danger flagpole sitter, which I always love, but it's one of those songs I think I've heard enough.
Are you done? Are you out?
Yeah. I don't do Peep Show, so Peep Show does nothing for me, and I know listeners are going to go, how is that not right in your wheelhouse because it's your kind of thing? But I don't like it. I don't like either of them.
And you don't like them looking at you as well?
Yeah. No, it's really weird.
Objectifying you?
I feel like I need an antagonist that I can kind of get on with. At least in The Office, the British Office, there's at least one character in that you can like.
Yeah, there's a redeemable.
You
need that one good person.
But just one.
Yeah. Don't want to rock the boat.
1998 song. It made it to 98 in France, 57 here, and 50th in Australia. And as I've mentioned, is the title music to Peep Show. On this thing, Jim's on this dating website that looks like it's on InfoSeek or something, doesn't it? It looks like a Lycos website or something.
I thought it was like Demonoid or something. It was like links to the site. It's so weird.
Ozzy's learning flower arranging, and Kevin is being ignored by Vicky because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Jim goes back to the website. No hits. Oh.
Wonder why. Plenty of fish.
Because there's not a lot of bots on it yet.
Nah, true. There's not a lot of Russian young girls.
That's right. Yeah. Kevin was talking to Jessica, and she says, if you want to get Vicky in the sack, then tell her that you love her. She says, that's how I was duped. I was like, ooh, don't like that. She explains he should give her an orgasm, which I'm sure I already have. Oh, boys. God.
There was that one time. No, you never.
No, yeah. You would know.
Yeah.
Stifler grabs the boys and takes them into an a cappella singing class where Oz is there singing, do you believe in magic? Ooh, do magic.
That's the only thing he bloody sings through the bloody film.
And I'm going to have to level with you, John. He doesn't sing. He fucking butchers it. I mean, I get that look, for this role, you've got to have somebody that can act, because he has probably the better lines. He's probably got the best storyline. So it'd be really good if you had someone that could act. And if he's going to be singing, I'd quite like it if he could actually sing. That would be nice too. If we can do that, that'd be super. But he can do neither. He does neither sing nor act. Luckily for him, though, he's not acting against much more than the female version of him. Yeah, which is potentially a little bit harsh, but again, she gets better in a film later on this year.
But the only thing I remember from other than that other film is I'm sure she's in one of the Day of the Dead. The remake,
she is in the remake of Day of the Dead. Do you remember after they'd done Dawn of the Dead that we did as a previous episode?
Yep.
They then did this Day of the Dead, and I thought, this is going to be massive. This is going to be the same kind of scale, and it was a proper straight-to-video job.
It was absolutely
it's
shit.
It's dog shit.
I was the same as you.
Yeah.
After that, I thought, oh, this is going to be good, but
I don't think it got a cinema release here, and I think I had to wait ages for it to come on Love Film. Do you remember Love Film DVDs through the post?
God,
and when it turned up, I was dead excited, shut the curtains and everything, and disappointment don't come close.
Shit. Yeah, it was shit.
Listeners, your hosts remember other films. Anything to not have to talk about this particular film. Apparently, according to Stifler, it's really gay because we don't like gay things in this film. Well, Stifler certainly doesn't.
Yeah,
there's 3 or 4 lines in the whole film of him just going, "Oh, it's gay. It's super gay."
Yeah, he's definitely portrayed as the homophobic.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That Glee Club, I was looking up Glee Clubs.
Okay.
Because, but America's oldest college chorus is Harvard's Glee Club. It was founded in 1858.
Oh, wow. Well done. Fantastic. The song, John, Do You Believe in Magic? The Loving Spoonful from 1965 made it to number 9 in the chart in the USA and was added to the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2002.
Aww. What a year for them, 2002.
Yeah, I assume they were all dead by then, but okay. It was maybe this film. Maybe someone had watched this film on DVD or VHS and gone, that's the thing. Him singing that is amazing. That has changed my view on this song. Ozymandias or whatever he's called, singing this. Yeah, just call me Oz, baby. Shut
Oh,
up.
God.
He's there to score with the choir girls. Stifler thinks asking questions and listening is too much like hard work. Back in Jim's room, Dad comes in with Prawn. He's bought him magazines, hasn't he? And he's even talking him through them, which, as excruciating as it is, because I can see it on your face, is it's brilliant from Eugene Levy. It's this.
Great. It's absolutely amazing.
This one here, son, it's called Perfect 10. This periodical I'm not familiar with. It's called Shaved.
Shaved.
It's great. It's fantastic work.
I could find every one of those magazines apart from Shaved.
Yeah, I'd assume it's not real.
I'd never heard of Perfect 10.
Right.
But apparently the last printed magazine was in 2007, and then it just switched to digital, which everybody else did. But Shaved is the only one I couldn't find.
But you did manage to find Knave, Club.
I was just Razzle.
Men Only, Readers' Wives.
Just for the hell of it.
My favourite fact about Perfect 10 was it was founded by former computer science professor, championship poker player and hedge fund manager Norm Zader.
Wow.
He did. I mean...
Darth brother. Darth's cousin.
Show us your tits.
Yeah. I am your daddy.
The flange is strong in this one. Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Apparently his friend was rejected from Playboy because she was not well endowed enough, so he created a magazine. Sounds a bit fucking friend-zoned, doesn't it?
Nah, it does, doesn't it? Just look at the best parts of you.
Yeah.
Pummel-stone for your pleasure. Look at your feet.
Oh, Jesus. I've noted a few lines here. He said, this one's Hustler, and as you see, it covers the whole groin area. Now, these are breasts. These are used to primarily to feed the infants. Great line. And you see how she's looking here, Jim? She's saying, "Hey, big boy, how are you doing?"
It's the eyebrows he does it.
The eyebrows are perfection.
The eyebrows are brilliant.
Do you know what a clitoris is? And that's it. That's enough. That's where he kind of calls it quits.
Get out.
Dad puts the magazines in Jim's drawer, but it's full of used Johnnies. So I assume he's been doing posh wanks.
Nah, he's been just trying them on just to see.
Finch explains to Kev, whatever you hear about me, you and the boys just agree. He then rushes off home for a shit because he doesn't poo at school. Right. Yep. Again, I'd missed the Finch stuff. I think the Finch storyline, although it's not particularly fleshed out, is pretty interesting. He's gone a different route.
He's went mystery.
But he is gaslighting lassies.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's not cool, listeners. When he leaves, the lassie comes over and asks if it's true about him being hung like a horse. Of course, he agrees it's true and confirms that Finch...
No before saying it is...
Oh, yeah, he bathes in his bathing suit. He shows in his bathing suit. She's like, what? Yeah, it is true. Confirms Finch doesn't have a date for the prom. Later, Kevin's calling his brother, little baby Casey Affleck.
That's sort of weird seeing Casey in there.
I mean, is this the worst film Casey Affleck's in? Possibly. Is he not in one of those early Fast and Furious ones?
Oh God, so he is, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he in? He's in Ocean's 11, isn't he?
No, but that first movie's great. That's a future episode, by the way. That first Ocean's 11 movie. That second one. Oh, that second one still makes me mad. Catherine Zeta-Jones pretending to Pretty Woman.
No, is it
pretending to be the character playing the actor, and it's kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. How fun is this? It isn't. Just fast forward to Ocean's 13, which has got Ellen Barkin and Al Pacino in. Hoo-ha! It's the Sea of Love. Back to the Sea of Love. Anyway. He's I don't know if he's meant to be in Japan or in the Japanese chain restaurant down the road. I couldn't figure this out. Casey Affleck in the scene. He's at this sushi restaurant, and this guy's like, "Hey man, what's good here?" And he's like, "I'll try the rolled tuna roll or whatever." And Kevin goes, "Oh, how do you do that?" Because he's asking for like tips on sex.
Yeah, he's like, none of your business.
Now he puts him onto this book, right?
Yep.
This how to fuck. You want to fuck? This is the how to fuck book, bro.
No.
Which they've got hidden under a floorboard in a library. It's like a scene out of Harry Potter. This, isn't it?
No.
Like Minge mischief managed and put the book away or something. What? But this bit is so out of fucking place in this utterly stupid and mean film. This doesn't work at all at any level. And there's every now and again there's a scene where he's looking and someone's drawn a vibrator, and then he's looking through the book and it's got like positions and in the background it's got like kung fu sounds going. It's like, what? It's really racist as well.
I know.
So, back to the film prequel to the TV show Glee. We're still singing the same song, John.
God, I know.
But Oz being the great guy he is, adds in this Scooby Dooby Doo wap bap bap dap doo bap. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I just felt the music," and she's like, "No, I love it. It's great." "Oh well, it came from the heart."
Arsehole.
Yeah. So we've got to take a break from all this. More patrons. It's the Dilfs. It's Gadget, it's Josh Wilson, Biggie, Ian, Mono, Gavin Dan Belson. Yes, sexy boys.
Filths.
Heather approaches him. Now, I've written here Mira Sorvino, but it's not Mira Sorvino, is it? She's an Oscar-winning actor. It's not Mira Sayal either. She's probably one of our best comedians. But she's not even called Mira. I'm just making names up now. What's she called?
Milo.
What? Mila Kunis. God, I'm shit at this. Have I got a podcast?
Frantically Googling.
We are frantically Googling this person who's not been in anything for fucking donkeys. She is Mena Suvari. Suvari. The last thing, and funnily enough, as we were watching it, Rachel went, "What was the last thing you saw her in?" And I went, Day of the Dead. And she went, "What's that?" As in the George Romero thing? I went, as in, George Romero needed money towards the end of his life, and this is what he did. He allowed a million remakes of his stuff. And rightly so. Because he never made a fucking cent out of Night of the Living Dead.
No, the good stuff.
Yeah, so anyway. Her, right. Now, I haven't watched... I've said to Rachel this year we should watch... we should watch every modern Best Picture winner. And I don't think it won Best Picture, but I would like to watch it again, especially with my view on Kevin Spacey being what it is today. To watch American Beauty, which obviously she's in. And I'd like to see if she's better in that, because it's written better and it's directed by somebody competent, and absolutely. And there's better people out there. So I assume like footballers, that will happen. Like lacrosse players, to bring it back to the film. If you're playing with better lacrosse players, you're going to be better, or you're going to get fucking weeded out.
Which is Canada's national summer sport, by the way.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic work, that man. I thought it was just Quidditch for middle-class Americans, to be honest.
Fucking hell.
It is the oldest organised sport in North America, and its origins are with the indigenous peoples of North America as early as the 12th century. So there you go.
Real Americans?
Yes, the real Americans. And that's more theft. More cultural appropriation. More of that later, by the way, listeners. If you want to hear more of me moaning about cultural appropriation, it's a coming. Heather approaches him and she says she's surprised he isn't decapitating people with his lacrosse stick. And he negs her, doesn't he? Like, he gives her a proper negging here. And he's like, I hate being pigeonholed by the likes of you. And she's like, well, how do you think I feel? Everyone thinks I'm just a priss and all this kind of stuff. He said, they don't know what I'm into. And he's like, well, what are you into? Oh, I don't know, the same things as you, hanging out. Okay.
No.
And he says he wants to know things about her, and she's into that because she's not a character. Because she's not anybody.
I don't think she's got any friends, to be honest.
No, actually, we don't see her ever talking to anyone outside of this class.
No.
Shit. Is she like... oh, man, she's going to murder people.
She's a bunny boiler. Right? She's waiting to get bunnies to boil.
She's Meryl Streep. Right, quickly with this scene. Jim comes home, there's an apple pie on the counter. He fingers it and then jumps on the counter and fucks it.
Yep.
Dad comes in and catches him. We'll tell you, Mother, we ate it all. Which is the best line in the trailer. And it's the one line I remember. When I saw the trailer, I was like, got to see that film. We'll tell you, Mother, we ate it all. That's it. That's the joke. It's not even that good. But Eugene Levy, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. There was two versions of that. One was him just standing with it at his groin.
Right. Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So I think the original one I seen was with it at his groin, and then I seen the explicit version.
This is better. The kind of the humping it on the table on the counter is good. Yeah. Another montage. Kev reading the sex Bible. Oz scoring a goal with Heather watching. Heather asks him to the prom, and he says yes. He goes over at the team, and they all do this lads thing, and she spots it through this chain link fence. And she looks very sad. It's kind of like a cut price Sarah Connor at the playground in T2 through that chain link fence.
2024, it's all going to be fine.
Boys are awful. In spite of the fact that Oz doesn't really get involved here. Like,
he doesn't interact.
He doesn't really do it.
Like Stifler's the whole high C thing, not so he's the instigator, so I don't know why he gets in the neck, but hey. Well,
she's seeing something that isn't there, which is very much like Sarah Connor in that scene.
Yeah.
Kevin and Vicky are talking. He was being selfish and wants to make it up to her. Smash cut to him doing a lick of the turf in her bedroom to Celebrity Skin by Hole, which is a fucking great song.
Oh,
by the way. Fantastic song. From the 1998 album of the same name, got to silver in the UK. Didn't do the charts thing because I've done a lot of that already. Yeah. Dad comes up the stairs to ask her to come down for dinner, but before he can get to the room, she screams, "I'm coming!" And he turns around and leaves. Oh, the japes! I
know. All the fun we had that day. Got licked out.
Next day in class, Kev tells him he's moved on with Vicky, and they think he's close to losing his V plates. They're talking about Finch and his reputation. They ask a girl if she knows him. She says, yeah, he's the guy with the tattoo of the flaming skull and the eagle. Okay. As they leave class, Nadia asks Jim to help her with world history. Why she's asking him, because he still thinks she's from Czechoslovakia, a country that hasn't existed for 6 years.
The one person you shouldn't ask.
Yeah, exactly. It no longer exists. She agrees tomorrow, and straight after ballet class, and she'll change at his place before they cram. Cram indeed, John.
Cram, yeah.
After school, Ozzy's waiting for Heather, who tells him, "You're a jock. No, you're a jerk." Oh my God.
Yeah, that works.
Fucking hell. In the library, the guys come up with this idea to broadcast footage of Nadia changing when she's in Jim's room. Now, this is arguably the utter... In fact, there's no argument here. This is the utter worst bit of the film. This is the nastiest, dirtiest, shittiest, awfulest thing in the world.
This is like this whole revenge porn thing.
Correct. It's exactly what it is. In the library... the guys all discuss. One of them says, you know, you can put it online, you can do this, you can send me the link. No, send me the link. I've got to have the link, blah, 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 blah. Back in the B Sharps, Oz volunteers to do a duet with Heather for the next week's finals. "You better mean it. You cannot fake this," she says. Fuck's sake. Something else other than this film. Let's shout out the final lot. It's got to be the GILFs. The lovely Rob Jones, Paul, Emily, Ian, Dale, Ali, Meg, Jen, James, Gav, Maria, Nigel, and Phil. You are old as balls. Nadia arrives, and we see the rest of the guys watching online. Jim leaves her to be able to get changed and runs down the street to Kevin's to see her stripping off. It's reprehensible. It really is.
The only good thing is, well, the only good thing, I say good thing, but it's like potato fucking, like watching when you see it from their side, when you, it's like an old
you can't see camera. Shit. You cannot see shit on this. This webcam that he's using, by the way, I looked it up. It's a QuickCam VC. The resolution is 320 by 240 pixels.
Nice.
And the price started at $99 US.
Fucking hell.
I mean, can you imagine? It was also the first USB QuickCam. There you go.
Oh, was it? That's good.
Nadia goes through the drawers and finds his porn. She's reading and playing is probably the only way I could write that. Kev tells Jim to go over and asks if she needs another hand. Shermanator calls the boys and says Jim got the mail address wrong. He sent the invite to everybody in school.
Yeah,
that's not how that works. That isn't how it works. It's just a reply to all, is what it is.
I know.
Yeah, that's not how it works. This is where we see loads of randoms watching, including Blink-182.
I know, all of them as well.
And for some reason, an outbreak monkey.
The
little monkey out of... Yeah. I was going to say Montel, but that's not... It's not called... Montel, I want to talk about Michael Jackson. I think a brother should be allowed to touch children. Jesus Christ.
A capuchin monkey? Capuchin
monkey. Yeah, indeed. It didn't do McDreamy any good, did it?
No.
In Outbreak, man, he's the first one that gets it. And his leather jacket. Yeah, and his girlfriend. Yeah, they both get it. He walks in and offers her a hand. She makes him strip, and then when they're on the bed, she touches his leg briefly, and he comes. As she looks to leave, he grabs the porn and says, stick around, come and have a look. These women are beautiful, but not as beautiful as you. And she's like, oh, Jim. And she climbs on. She pulls her pants down. She's like, do you say shaved? And I was like, you are really trying to promote this magazine that doesn't exist. He grabs his hand, and that's him again. Even Sherman thinks he's a loser. Oh. Next day at school, everyone is jeering at him and laughing. In music, Oz is practicing, and Heather spots him through the glass and smiles. Maybe he is a good one, John. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Jim says he doesn't stand a chance with Nadia because she's already on a plane home. I assume she's being put in a Siberian gulag at this point, or at least that's what he thinks, according to his knowledge of European politics and history. In class, Alyson Hannigan's Michelle, little tiny Alyson Hannigan, little tiny baby Alyson Hannigan.
Yeah.
Is talking about this one time at band camp, and that outstayed its welcome, didn't it? Like that, this one time at band camp, there was 3 movies of that shit, maybe 4. I haven't even seen Reunion.
No, there's a few. They made other ones that were not part of the art.
Yeah, but the only people that are in the other ones are either John Cho and his mate, the MILF guys, are in them.
Or Eugene Levy.
Is Eugene Levy in some? Is he?
I think he's in them all. He's in 5 of them or something.
Stifler's little brother is in them, yeah. Well, I mean, why?
Fuckers.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. He has one of the better lines. She doesn't know why he's in a bad mood, so she hasn't seen the stream. He asks her to the prom, and she says yes, only if they're going to Stifler's party afterwards. At Ozzy's dad's hot dog place, Heather turns up, and they talk about their future. Neither of them know what they want to do, but they do know they'll be at unis close to one another. East Lansing and Ann Harbour.
Oh, because there's something about Ithaca and Ann Arbor later on, isn't there?
There is about Ithaca, yeah. Ann Harbour, John, loads of boring stuff about this place that you don't want to know, but here's 2 brilliant facts that you do want to know. It's where Iggy Pop grew up.
What? Yeah. One of these got a list for life.
But John, that's not all. John Norman Collins, or the co-ed killer, abducted, raped and murdered more than 7 college girls between 1967 and 1969.
Oh, it's not that good then, is it?
Not nice. No. But he still probably wasn't as terrible to women as this film is.
Yeah.
Arguably.
True.
Stifler gets turned down by a girl for the prom because she's hoping Finch will ask her. She then apologises and says the scars have healed pretty well from when he beat you up. At lunch, Kevin asks Jessica what the story is. She explains that for $200, she told everybody that Finch is dynamite in bed and that he had an affair with an older woman. So I'm kind of like, okay, it is still gaslighting. But at least Natasha Lyonne's character made some money. She's the true winner in this. In the locker room, Ozzy's singing How Sweet It Is to Be Loved By You because, again, they only do one song. And he sings it to Stifler, and Stifler's like, oh my God, you're gay. You better not try that in the final game this Saturday. And he's like, Saturday? What? But that's the singing finals.
Fuck.
He heads to tell Heather that he's going to play in the game, because they beat them last time, and he got to get revenge because he's a man. She's very calm because this is the 3rd time he's changed his mind and she's had enough, I assume.
Yeah.
Or because she's really badly written. I'm not sure. Vicky tells Kevin she loves him, but he won't say it back. He wants sex. She's perturbed and he's got puppy dog eyes. It's Saturday and the Bard and Bellas are practising ahead of the show. This cunt Albert, by the way, that's meant to sing with her, looks like Lawrence Fox, doesn't he? Watch out.
He does, doesn't he?
Look out, Mena Suvari. He's going to use all your money to run for MP and he's going to lose his deposit. Or your deposit.
Yeah.
Ozzy's playing the big game. He scores a goal or a net or a point or whatever it is in this daft pretend sport. It's half time and he throws it all in to run to the music hall. He tells Heather he's missing the game for her. They kiss and they do the song, and it's not very good. I mean, it just isn't good, is it?
It really isn't good. No, I don't understand.
And everybody claps. I think because they think it's like that Jimmy that movie The Ringer. Do they think it's that?
Aye, probably.
I want to call it.
Just bring in.
They bring in just some
Johnny.
Yeah. Johnny Knoxville, Jimmy Knoxville, Jimmy Knoxville,
Jimmy Knoxville, Jimmy Neal Knoxville,
crocodile shoes. Natasha and Vicky are talking about sex. Vicky explains she doesn't want to lose it to a guy at college who's just a creep, so she runs off to class to tell Kevin, "I want to have sex," and he's like, "What now?" And she's like, "No, at prom."
You dipshit.
There's this bit about does sex hurt, and I'm like, I do not want to talk about that with John in front of a couple of hundred listeners. Thanks very much. Jim's dad explains he needs to be very careful when putting on
the corsage.
The corsage. And it's funny because we all thought he meant Johnny's, didn't it?
Exactly, yeah, we did.
At prom, it's too brightly lit, and the band are terrible, by the way.
Oh, they're fucking really bad.
The theme is either Aladdin or cultural appropriation or something. I don't know what this was about.
I can't decide what it is.
Jim isn't getting any because Michelle's a band dork. Wrong. It's because Jim's dressed like he's in Dumb and Dumber.
He really does, doesn't he? That
bloody
blue thing.
Kev knows he's onto a winner. Finch is getting nowhere. And Oz is just being Oz. Jessica's bought Finch a hip flask with an F on it. It's very sweet. And some booze as a consolation prize for taking his money. He's like, oh, this cost you $200. She's like, no. The earrings cost $150 and that cost me $50. And it's kind of sweet. And she's like, you are not getting any further with me. Yeah. She's the only one with any boundaries, isn't she? She's the only one who doesn't give everything away.
Does her own thing, aye. She's good character. Who wears earphones to a dance?
She's listening to metal or something, isn't she? She's having a good time. Vicky's outside talking to the girl that spent the night with Shermanator. She did not sleep with him. She then takes to the stage to announce she never had sex with him and that when he gets nervous he wets his pants, which he then goes ahead and wets his pants. Fine, he has to take his medicine, I get that, but I don't see that we have to see a kid wet his pants.
Yeah.
We don't see a ginger kid wet his pants.
It's ginger though.
It's enough that he burns in the spring. That's enough.
Exactly.
The boys talk at the end of the prom. Kev is concerned he doesn't have it all together at all. He's scared of saying he loves Vicky and he's scared of losing his virginity. Jim explains that he should just have a fun time at the party. Why else have they been friends with Stifler for 4 years? And I think Finch says, we're friends with Stifler.
Nah, is that a thing? Just using them for parties.
Yeah. Kevin takes Vicky to, his words, this is the nicest room in the house. Only to find Stifler's little brother in the wardrobe.
That was funny though.
It's good. This is
Fuckers.
He lights some candles. I mean...
And that was the most sensitive part when it was like some candles.
I don't even mention the having sex. I've not written a thing about the having sex bit because it's some of the most awkward sex acting I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And I think it's meant to be romantic. So.
Yeah.
Down by the lake, Oz explains to Heather the pact. With you, I'm not running towards the goal, looking for the best way to score. With you, I feel like I've already won. I care about you a lot. And she's like, and that's why you're my boyfriend. And they kiss. Finch finds a room with Do Not Disturb on the door and a pool table with the bar. Are you lost? And the music goes all sexy jazzed, and it
really does, doesn't it?
And it's Stifler's mom. Absolutely fantastic. And again, they kind of just kill this character in the second one. Maybe Jennifer Coolidge is in the third one, I don't recall. But she's definitely in the second one. He asks her for a drink and she's like, there's a keg upstairs. And he's like, liquor, the good stuff. Single malt. She's like, aged 18 years, the way I like it. And I'm like, I think he might be 17. He fixes them both a drink. Upstairs, Jim's telling Michelle the story about Stifler drinking cum. And she tells a Bandcamp story. It's not a great one, and Jim rolls his eyes. We get a montage of everybody getting it except Jim, who's listening to some banal story, until Michelle says, this one time at Bandcamp, I shoved a flute in my pussy. And he does like a spit take.
Spit take. Yeah.
And she's like, are we going to screw soon? Because I'm getting antsy. And I'm like, okay. I did like, I've bought 2 rubbers for you to wear to desensitise yourself. I saw you on the net. Why do you think I asked you to the prom? I knew you were a sure thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it's kind of, do you know what, actually? That kind of, Jesus, I'm going to use a conservative slogan here, taking back control that she does, fucking kill me, is probably one of the better bits of it. In the games room, Finch is making Stifler's mom laugh. Mr. Finch, are you trying to seduce me? They do it on the pool table, in spite of the fact there's a perfectly good fucking bed in there.
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's excitement in it.
I guess so.
Date anywhere but the bed.
Yeah. She just wants his balls in her pocket or something. Nice. I see, again, 44 years old this. 44 years old today, if you are listening to this, the day this comes out. And I don't know how sex works, listeners. Pity my wife. Pity her. Jim gets Michelle giving it the big, say my name, bitch. Welcome to prime time, bitch. Morning after, Vicky explains to Kev it's too far for them to travel to make it work next year. He accepts this, but said, when I told you I loved you, I meant it. There was a bit about that, listeners. I just couldn't. It's just the awkwardest sex thing. And I can't look at him when we talk about sex anyway. I mean, I know I look at, predominantly, John, I'm looking away at my notes. But then I can't. I can't.
487 miles we need to drive to see each other.
Oh, right.
And he's at Ann Arbor. Yeah.
Proclaimers would have done it, and then some.
Aye.
Jim wakes up, Michelle's gone. I was used. Cool.
Yeah,
it is. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And then they fucking redux all that, and they get married. The third film. Fourth film? Stifler walks in to see his mom, sees Finch lying with her. At the post-mortem, not a Finch, but of the post-mortem of the whole thing, Oz says he didn't make it, but that's okay. Because we had a lovely night and we're falling in love.
Oh. Well done, Oz.
Absolutely. Oz says everything after this will be different because they're taking the next step. And on the old internet, at the very end of the credits, Jim is stripping for Nadja. And Jim's dad walks in and watches for a little while, a little bit too long to my eyes. Yeah, and then he dances off to 1 week and calls his wife. Is he horny because he's seen his son getting undressed?
I think so. It was real awkward. I don't know what was happening.
But I quite liked the dancing moves, because
yeah.
And that's thankfully, gratefully, the very end of the film.
That's a lot.
Yeah. The film itself, John, was originally titled Unfinished Teenage Sex Comedy, which can be made for under $10 million that studio readers will most likely hate, but I think you will love.
Good tactic.
I guess, yeah. Written in 6 weeks by Adam Herz. It feels like it was written in 6 days.
Nah, well, I was looking at the gross, and it goes incremental. So the first one was 10 million, second one was 25 million, the third one was 50 million. So you could tell that obviously the people they had to get
started paying them
cost a lot more,
which would have been good. Yeah. Okay. Any more facts from you?
No, I got them all out where I was going.
Oh, well done. Fantastic. I don't think I've done so well today. Tube sock, a long sock that is shaped like a tube without a specific place for the heel, which is often worn while playing sports. So I assume just a fucking sock.
Yeah,
I don't really know the difference between a tube sock and a normal sock is.
I think it doesn't see how yours has got the button.
So it'll go any way round.
Yeah. So they don't need to worry. I know
that doesn't work for me at all. Okay. Anyway. DEFCON 2. I have absolutely no idea why I've written DEFCON 2, but I have. Represents a readiness posture requiring a further increase in military force readiness, which is less than the maximum readiness, which is DEFCON 1.
That was the Shermanator, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. The Shermanator's going to DEFCON 2. And finally, McDonald's apple pies between 1998 and 2000 were stopped from being deep fried because of obesity rates in America and the UK.
Ooh.
Apparently they're now oven baked, but I've not been in the back of a McDonald's, so I don't think I've ever seen a fucking oven in one. But
I always remember they were fucking scalding hot. Though.
Absolutely. I did initially look, listeners, for the temperature of a Mackie D's apple pie. Unfortunately,
but it can't be registered.
I think it might be something around 400,000 kelvins or something like that. John, as I top them up, how do you think we've done?
I'm going to go 89.
Oh, mate, well over 72.
What?
72
really?
It's the absolute worst we've done in ages. But I don't care because it's over. It's done.
There wasn't much to take for it, and everything. A lot of stuff we'd already had anyway for our films, but yeah, it wasn't the best.
Yeah,
it really hasn't aged very
well. No, it is. Jesus Christ.
I preferred Road Trip to this.
Oh, Road Trip was great fun. Yeah, this Road Trip's got some bits and pieces in it that kind of work.
Oh
for
yeah,
me. This is aged like the kid out the Sixth Sense.
No,
do you know what I mean? This has grown up to be ugly and only slightly funny in bits. Kind of like the kid out of Sixth Sense. Anyway, listeners, that's it. That's the show. If you like what we do, once again, and you want to get a shout out, we're doing the Patreon thing. It's just a quid, just £1. And if you give us that once a month, that helps us to do things like buy new microphones, which we've done recently for both of us, and do some other bits and pieces with your money. And we are at, if you want to do that, it's patreon.com/100 things 100 things film, or just go to 100 things we learned from film.co.uk, and you will get a you'll get one of these. Just you know, when you've got something in your head that a couple of people haven't been mentioned, I have just realised that our two latest patrons haven't been mentioned in that list, because I think I took an old list. So I don't know what comes after Gilf. Would it be, I don't know.
That's what I said, filth.
Filth. Yeah, so to the filthy monsters that are Kieran Absolute and Jake, filth. You fucking mutants.
Filthy animals.
we love you, and we love your money. Bury me with your money. John, anything to say now I've fairly insulted the two newest lads?
Yeah, I do apologise to those two new listeners. Plenty. You're a bad egg. You're absolute filth.
Yeah, you better believe it, baby. Yeah, fantastic. So that's us. I've been Plenty, he's been John, and this has been 72 things we've learned from the horrific and never covering again, although might we come back for the second one?
Nope. No.
Maybe in a couple of years. American Pie. See ya.
See you guys.